Hello everyone, it's me, Kimiko Tarot, and welcome to my channel. In today's Pick a Card, Pick a Deck, or Pick a Crystal reading, because I'll show you all three, we're going to get into who's currently thinking about you. So if you like to pick with cards, or with decks, if you like to pick with decks, and here are the decks, I recommend pausing because I go fast. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. So if you like decks, pause the screen, because I'll be putting cards on right now. If you like cards, then we have pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. So again, pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. And if you like crystals, I will put crystals on now. So we have pile 1, pile 2, let's go this way, and then pile 3. So there you are. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. There you are. We have pile 1 again, pile 2, then pile 3. If you like picking, there you go, pause the screen. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what I should do in the next one. Bye! Hello, pile 1. If you chose either this crystal, this Justice card, or this deck, then this reading is for you. So we're going to get into who's currently thinking about you. So first we're just going to get a bit about them, just so you can help maybe figure out who it is. And then we're going to figure out, what are they thinking about? Why are they thinking about you? All that jazz. So, here we are. Think about who is thinking about what? Tell me about them. Okay. Okay, so also pile 1, I also chose, I just shuffled the oracle decks and I got an oracle about just their energy off camera, which is represented by Black Egg. So a bit about the person who's thinking about you. For one, with 5 of Pentacles and 3 of Swords, there's definitely someone who, and with 8 of Cups, they're definitely someone who I think is from your past, maybe a past ex, a past situation, or maybe even just a past friend who's really hurt, or even a past friend. But really, with me, really what I'm thinking right now is just, it's someone who definitely, I think, is no longer in your life. I think it's someone who's also, or if they are in your life, they aren't really right now. I think it's definitely someone who has hurt you, or there's been hurt between you, or heartache between you. With the Black Egg, this means hidden truth and talking from your authentic voice, talking from your truth. The energy they're in right now is talking from speaking their authentic truth, speaking living who they really are and speaking who they really want to be. With 3 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles and 8 of Cups, though, it's definitely they're definitely someone sad. They're definitely heartbroken. Maybe you broke up with them, or you left them, or maybe they broke up with you, or maybe you guys just got into a really big argument. You guys haven't talked in a while. But with 5 of Pentacles, you're definitely a lack. So maybe a lack of communication, or just a lack of seeing each other. But with 3 of Swords, this is definitely heartache. And 8 of Cups, it's also heartache. This isn't just mental heartache. This is this heartache and mental grief. This person's going back and forth. Their energy is just really I think trying to live in their truth, maybe see things from the truth. With King of Swords, it's definitely someone who I think also thinks with their mind over their heart. They're definitely someone that would rather, it's mind over heart. They'd rather think with their head, obviously, and they wouldn't rather feel their emotions. They'd rather, it's facts can't hurt me, but obviously emotions can, because those are volatile. English hard. I never got hooked on phonics, sorry. But they're definitely someone who's just, they're a little bit cold too, I think. They're someone who I think is a little bit harsh. Or they can come across kind of harsh. They can be a bit harsh. With 6 of Pentacles, though, I think they are someone who wants to give, though. or at least is somewhat giving. Like with the two, it's almost like two kids here. It's almost like childlike. Like they give, it's like they only give like glimpses of like, I guess like childlike energy, like very sensitive, secretly, but very giving. So I think there's someone that's like secretly giving. But about them and who they are, they're definitely someone sad, someone lacking a lot. Maybe they're lacking in their career, lacking in their finances, but it really does feel like lacking in, I think maybe this connection, lacking in this like emotion, lacking in even chatting with you or just being able to see you. But with all this like 3 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and 8 of Cups, like this person is sad in every realm. They're lacking emotionally. They're grieving in their mind. They are lacking in the real world. Like, yeah, like this is someone who's just, I think they have a rough past with you, a rough history with you. And I think they're just someone who's heartbroken, sad. And I think the energy they're in right now is like feeling them, like they're from their authentic voice, and also like seeing things like from an authentic perspective. But they're definitely, I think, with this giving, very childlike though. Very sensitive. Yeah, so that's who's thinking of you. This is their energy. They're heartbroken. I think they could be someone from your past, maybe a past friend or past situation, relationship, but that's who it is. It's their energy. Let's get into what are they thinking about. Like, why are they thinking about you? What are they thinking about? Yeah, with so many lives. With what they're thinking about, for one, I think is this lack of either connection, this lack of communication, this lack of seeing each other. Just there's something here that they just haven't. They're thinking, when it comes to you, they're just thinking about, they haven't talked to you, they haven't seen you, they don't know what's up with you, they don't know what are you doing. With 5 of Swords, I think they're almost willing to do anything to just get to know what you're doing, just to see what you're doing. Like they're thinking, like when it comes to you in this situation, they're thinking about what they can do to see you, what they can do to kind of bridge this gap between you. Even if it doesn't mean actually seeing you or talking to you, they just kind of want to know what you're doing, and they just want to know what they can do to bridge that gap. I think they're willing to do anything to bridge that gap, and I think they're kind of figuring out what they can do to bridge that gap. With 3 of Pentacles, yeah, I definitely think they're like working on what they can do to kind of bridge that gap. I think they're trying to build a practical plan of what they can do to kind of bridge that gap. Again, I don't know necessarily mean if that thinks like the hubba. I don't necessarily think that means they're going to talk to you. I think they're just trying to see, like, even if they can get a glimpse of you, what you're doing. Maybe if you guys have people in the same group, they're chatting with them just to know what's going on. So I don't know, if you get questions about people maybe asking you randomly what you're doing, maybe that's it. They're like they want to know about you, but without knowing about you, updates. But I think they're trying to build, like, almost like, it sounds weird, like a portfolio on you, but they're trying to, I think, bridge the gap between you at all means cost without actually bridging the gap between you. As in, they're trying to get as much information as they can from you without actually talking to you, without actually going to you. Ooh, creepy, love it, but creepy, but not actually don't love it. They could just chat with you. It's strange, to be honest. Start before. I can start. Maybe I should. Is there anything else, though? No, it's really it. That's all I'm getting, though. Yeah, this person's definitely someone from your past that's, I think, very hurt, very heartache, very heartbroken. They're definitely someone that thinks with their head, but I think they did give to you what you gave to them. I definitely think it was like a pretty mutual relationship. So that's what I'm thinking. It's like a friend or an actual ex. But yeah, when it comes to what they're thinking about, they're definitely just thinking about this lack, and I think they just want to find out about you in any way possible without seeing or talking to you. I don't think they're ready to, like, bridge that much of a gap. That's good. What is it? Do you need advice for pile 1? Divine abundance. Yes. I think Spirit with this is just saying, I can read you. Maybe I should. Sorry guys, I just started like 6 sentences. Didn't like any of them. Let me start again. I'll read down here first. You were born to align with love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. Learn to be abundance. Oh, learn to be abundance. Like be the banana. You are the banana. Oh, so is that pronounced Tao? I hope it's pronounced Tao. I'm saying Tao. It's Tao. Okay? But be the abundance. Be the banana. Peel the banana. Feel the banana. But I think Spirit's trying to say here, you are very abundant and you have a lot around you. And you have a lot, maybe you have a lot of friends, you have a lot of family, like you have a lot of support, you have a lot going in your life, you maybe have a lot to do at work. Like there's a lot around you going on and you're very abundant in that. And I think Spirit's trying to say, like, connect with the abundance that you have and connect with the things that you have around you and connect with also Spirit. I think they maybe meditate more and just really, I think, connect with all the abundance that you do have around you, because you also don't want to be in this mindset of this person as well, where it's very like heartache and lack and so much like, not what was me, but like very sad. Like you don't want to also be in that same energy, because it's a very heavy energy to be in. And I think Spirit's trying to say, like, you have a lot around you, you have a lot of divine abundance, you have a lot of friends, you have a lot of family, you have a lot of, you know, opportunities at work or school or just opportunities in general. And I think Spirit's trying to say, you know, when you start to notice that abundance and you start to really sit in that abundance, you become that abundance. You don't have to chase it, because it just starts to happen and come to you, because, you know, you really sit in all the things and the opportunities that you have. I hope that makes sense. Pile 1, that's who's thinking of you. If you like this reading, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hello, Pile 2. If you chose either this Spirit Quartz, this Justice card, or this deck, then this reading is for you. We're going to first get into who's thinking about you, like just a bit about them, their traits, to help you, you know, decipher. I've also pulled an Oracle card off camera, just to make it go by a bit faster. And then we're also going to find out, you know, what are they thinking about, why are they thinking about you, and some advice. It's going to be very fun. So, Spirit, who is thinking of Pile 2? Tell me about them. Who is thinking of Pile 2? And also for the Oracle, I pulled off deck off camera was Deer. Okay, so Pile 2. Who's currently thinking about you? Well, with the Ten of Pentacles, I can first say I think it's definitely someone close to you, someone very that you look at maybe as like a parent or like a motherly figure, especially with the Deer. This is like motherly energy. It's feminine energy. It's very loving energy, very nurturing energy. And with Ten of Pentacles, that's very family. It's very abundant energy, but it's definitely someone who I think you look to as a parent, like a motherly figure, someone you look to, maybe it is your mom or like your aunt or your friend or your friend or your grandmother, someone that you look to, or even like it could be your uncle or your dad, someone they could just have heavy feminine energy. You know, it's just someone you look to who has, I think, very heavy feminine energy. I think also with King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, I think with King of Pentacles, they are definitely someone very abundant, maybe also earth energy. Yeah, there's a lot of earth energy, especially like Deer's also on it, so a lot of earth energy, so maybe they're an earth sign. With King of Pentacles, yeah, they're definitely someone I think who works hard, maybe is also very abundant, maybe they just look very like rich, they just have a good job, they're very smart. I think with Queen of Wands though, it definitely is someone I think who has a good job or works really hard, or even if they maybe don't have like a job, they work really hard, like in their home. Like my friend's mom makes like a different meal for each kid. It's incredible. I could never, you know, like there's someone who just works really hard at what they do, and they're very good at what they do, and they create a lot with what they do. Yeah, with the Deer, it's definitely someone that's very loving, very maternal, very caring. With the Knight of Cups, I think it's someone who's also very emotional. I think maybe there's someone who you rely on emotionally, someone that you look to for emotionally, or someone you want to look to for emotionally. It's not quite the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups, so it's still a little bit more on the lighter side. So maybe it's someone that maybe you seek emotional stability from, or you seek emotional want from, but maybe they don't support that in the like 100% of the time, or like the best way, but they still do support you emotionally. It's just not as much as maybe they support you in like their entrepreneurial efforts or your creative efforts, or maybe, you know, with your advice. Maybe when it comes to like your career, they're much better at than like emotional advice, but they're still there to support you. I think whoever's thinking of you though is someone who is definitely family, or someone you think of as family, but a very feminine energy, very loving energy, a very caring energy, a very nurturing energy. They're definitely someone though that works really hard, and I think at whatever they do, they work really hard, and they're very creative and very, for some reason I feel like witty, like they're very witty and very charismatic. They don't actually have to be like your parent or like in your family, but they just feel like family. They feel very loving and caring and nurturing. But they're very funny, I think, and very humorous. But I definitely think there's someone you look to for emotional support and advice, and there's someone that cares for you, and, you know, if you're sick, makes you soup. Yeah, but I definitely think there's someone that's, again, like a family member, like your mom or your sister or your cousin or your aunt or even your uncle or your dad, whoever is like a more feminine energy, but they're very loving, charismatic, they're very witty, and they're very stable, I think, as well. But that's a bit about them. Hopefully that helps you decide who it is. But let's ask Spirit, what are they thinking about? Why are they thinking about you? So why is this person thinking about pile 2? What is it thinking about? What? Tell me. Interesting. This is also kind of similar to pile 1, just like the why and the who and the what. Maybe you guys got into an argument. I think more for this pile than the last pile, because the other pile is more like maybe you guys haven't chatted or you haven't talked in a while. I think for this pile it's more you got into a bit of an argument, or like maybe you guys haven't talked in a while, or like maybe there's a little bit more distance between you. Whoever this is, like, I think they're thinking about you because maybe they're thinking about maybe things that you don't have, or maybe things they also can't provide for you, or maybe things that they wish they could provide for you. With 5 of Swords, this is very specific for some of you, but maybe they're just wondering if you like cleaned your room, or like have you done your laundry, and maybe they think that you haven't done your laundry, or like you haven't cleaned your room. Like there's a lack of you cleaning your room, there's a lack of you doing your laundry. Have you done your chores? I think if it's your mom, they're worried if you haven't, even if you don't live with them, they're like, have you cleaned? Like, what'd you eat for dinner? Are you creating a beautiful home for you? Like if you don't live with your parents, if you don't live with your parents, your mom's wondering. Your mom or your sister or your cousin, your aunt, whoever this person is, they're wondering if you've cleaned your room, if you've cooked today, if you're making a beautiful home for yourself, and all that. Is this even? I'm really hoping this is even. I'm looking at this now. This is... Sorry, guys. Whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, though, so they're definitely wondering, I think, yeah, if it's that, they're also wondering if you have taken care of yourself. I think also maybe if you've gotten into an argument recently, I think they're wondering if, you know, if you're okay, if you're feeling all right, like, what are you up to? are you okay? I think in general they're just kind of thinking about, it's really just two spectrums. It's are you taking care of yourself? And if you got into an argument recently, it's, are you doing okay? So they're pretty straightforward. Yeah, they're just thinking, they're really thinking about your to-do list and also if you're doing all right. Just a check-in. Just a check-in. It's really cute. Okay. Let's get some advice from Spirit. I need advice from the Spirit for Pile. Okay, got it. You know, it's kind of funny. If this is like some baby that you think of very, because this just came out, which is liberation. Sorry, this just came out, which is liberation. The doubts and fears still come up, and you don't believe anymore that they're you. Whoa. I'm sorry, guys, that was weird. Basically, I think with liberation, though, with this and like the to-do list, have you done this? Maybe if it is your parent maybe, or like someone that you look to as like a very maternal person, like maybe it's your friend or even like your blah 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 blah. Maybe they're a little bit overbearing sometimes, or like they really like to be in the know. They kind of like to know everything about you and like what did we say, what did you do yesterday, what did you do today. I think their advice is like, obviously, if you've created some distance, that's good, and they're just like worried and anxious. I think also if you've gotten into a fight over this, or like just over a fight over like maybe you living your life and doing your things, I think Spirit's want to be like, it's okay to like liberate yourself. It's okay to like, I'm sorry, I can hear my stomach. But I think Spirit's basically trying to say with this liberation, like if you also have maybe gotten into an argument, maybe about creating space, or maybe about doing things your own way, or maybe doing things your way kind of thing, or maybe just, you know, spending time by yourself. I think Spirit's saying like that's the right thing to do when you're creating good boundaries for yourself. But I think whoever this is, this maternal energy, they may be thinking about like, oh, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you taken care of yourself today? Because they may be a bit overbearing. And I think maybe you're trying to maybe distance yourself a bit from that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's healthy to put up boundaries. And I think Spirit's saying like, it's good to put up boundaries, especially if this person's very overbearing, or if you're putting up boundaries just from like maybe this argument. Like, I think that's healthy. Like, I think Spirit's just trying to I think Spirit is just trying to say, it's okay to like have boundaries and free yourself from overbearing parents, or from overbearing people, or from people that really think they need to know everything about your life, because they don't. It's your life. You live, you do you. But yeah, pile 2, that's who's thinking about you. And that's what I'm getting from these cards. So if you liked your reading, please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what I should do in the next one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hello, pile 3. If you chose either this amethyst or this card or this deck, then this reading is for you. We're going to get into who is currently thinking of you. We're going to get into a bit about them, and then also what are they thinking about you, like why are they thinking about you, all that. I pulled an oracle off deck just before, so it'll go a bit quicker, but we'll do that in a second. Why am I doing the worst shuffle in the world? Let me try this. I'm hoping also my camera doesn't die, but it may. We shall see. Okay, Spirit. Who is currently thinking of pile 3? We can do it this way, because that's how we do it. Who is currently... Okay. We will take these. And then also, I chose an oracle just to represent like their energy, which is represented by the lion. Okay. Pile 3. Who's currently thinking about you, just a bit about them. I think for one, there's someone who I think fights for a lot. I think they're willing to kind of, they're a bit cutthroat, I think. They're willing, or they've fought for what they have. They're willing to fight for what they have, okay? They're willing to work for it. They're willing to put the effort, energy in. They're relatively pretty positive, though, I would say, and they're also someone I think that's very caring, very loving, very emotionally mature, very emotionally stable. And the lion is also someone, like, it's very, like, to me, fatherly energy. It's very, like, mentor energy. It's very patient, very regal. So maybe someone that is kind of, maybe if you're in a company, they're quite high up, or, like, if they're in a company, they're quite high up. If they're maybe they're a professor, they're a mentor, they're a teacher, there's something that's seen in a position of power or seen as something with authority. They definitely have like an authoritative energy to them, authoritative, whatever. They definitely have like energy to them that's very regal, like their head is held up high. But with King of Cups, I'm definitely getting the energy that they're pretty emotionally well balanced, and they come across very emotionally well balanced. I think they also come across as someone who's very, like, has a lot of opportunity, and also I think has a lot to offer in the material world, has a lot to offer maybe in their advice, or a lot to offer in their career, a lot to offer with wealth. They're very accomplished too. So I definitely think they may be like a mentor, or maybe a teacher, professor, or like your dad or your uncle, or someone who you associate with very masculine energy, very strong energy, that's fought for things that they want, you know, is willing to fight for things. They're very positive, very happy, very emotionally well balanced. They're very well. I think they have a lot of opportunity. They have a lot to offer, and they're very accomplished. And I think also they are also willing, like, to give this like advice, give this give like they are willing to give advice. I think also with Page of Cups, they're something about them is very like loving, very like even the way this like bunny is like jumping through, like there's something about them that's very loving, very happy, very like almost, I don't want to say like childlike, but just very very happy, very like happy-go-lucky. Like they're just a positive person, and they think they offer a lot of positivity to people. But they're definitely someone who's very accomplished, someone who's very, they come across very regal, very like confident, very well spoken. They're just someone who I think has fought for what they have. They have a lot to offer, and they fought for those things. They're extremely happy, extremely positive. They're also, I think, when they walk into a room, a lot of people notice them. I think they're just a very, very happy person. They're a very emotionally well-balanced person. Just, they really, I think, kind of embody like the loving, mature, like dad, loving, mature energy of like a lion. Even with the sun and the lion, kind of Leo. Maybe they are Leo. I know the sun isn't Leo, but like to me, it's very Leo. Like it's okay. The sun. So with this, it's also to me lion very Leo as well. So kind of even if you think about a lion, how they're very vicious, and then with their cubs, they're like, oh, their cubs will bite them. They're like, oh my, it bit me, and you're like, it's a cub, shut up, you're a giant lion. You know you're acting, but it's like obviously because it's their kid, they love them, and they're caring, and they're teaching them like, oh, your bite is ferocious. It's like it's positive reinforcement. Like it's that energy. They're a very positive person. Like but they fought for a lot of things. Like, and they give really good advice, and they're just a very mentor energy. So maybe it's someone that you look to as mentor, someone that you look to, someone you look to as mentor, someone you look up to, someone you want to be as accomplished as, basically. That's their energy. So hopefully you know who it is. But we're going to get into what they are thinking about. Why are they thinking about you? So Spirit, why is this person thinking about part 3? Why is this person thinking about part 3? What are they thinking about? Okay. Oh, wow. With the High Priestess, I think there's certain things that are left unsaid, maybe like certain things secret. But with the Lovers, I'm thinking more of like a choice, like there's a decision to be made. Maybe if this is like your boss, they're thinking about maybe promoting you, something very like happy, the sun, like there's something with a choice. Or maybe if they're like your teacher, they're thinking about maybe putting you in like nominating you for an award, or but there's something about here that's a little bit secret. Like they don't want to, like, it's like kind of like a surprise. They don't really want to tell you. So who's thinking about you? It's someone, maybe even if it's like your parent, it's like your birthday, right? Like maybe it's your dad or something, and it's your birthday, and they know there's something that's going, there's a decision between like what they should get you for your birthday, and they know there's something that's going to make you happy, and that's what they're going to get you. But something that's, what they're thinking about is very positive, very happy, very loving. But I think there's something about some decision, some choice, some opportunity that they're going to give you or offer you or tell you about that is kind of a hush-hush right now. Maybe they even just like give you cash, I don't know. But like there's just something that's a bit like hush-hush right now. Or, yeah, there's just something, they don't want to tell me exactly what they're thinking about, but I think you kind of can maybe guess a little bit around it. And if you can't guess around it, it's because they want to keep it a secret. But it's something very happy, very positive. And I think there's this decision that they're making to like put you in the spotlight, put you in this happiness. Maybe again, if it's your parent giving you a gift, it's your mentor, like maybe nominating you for an award. If it's your boss, maybe nominating you for a promotion. If it's your professor, maybe they're entering your like essay into a competition, or they're writing you a recommendation and it's a really great recommendation, but there's something here that they aren't necessarily telling me and they don't want to. Yeah, but let's get some advice from Spirit, because that's really what I'm getting. There's just whatever they're thinking about, it's very positive, it's very happy, it's very good, it's a lot of good things, but whatever it is, it's like a decision that they're making that's going to make you, I think, very happy. Yeah, let's see. Spirit, is there any advice for pile 3? That's kind of a lot, but okay, we'll take 3. You're the only pile that got 3. Freedom, detachment, okay, and then grief. I think one with attachment and then grief, maybe when you've been worried about something along these lines. I think for a lot of you this has to be with work, or has to be with education, has to be with something that has to do with being in your bag, or someone that I think has like authority over your, power over you. Maybe there's been like grief about this, or maybe there's been emotion about this. There's been maybe like, you don't, if you're, let's for instance, if you're in your career, like, oh, am I going to be promoted or not? Maybe that's something you've been kind of worried about. But I think Spirit's trying to say like detach from the idea of it, because, and free your mind from it a bit, but detach from that idea of it, because I think there are good things happening in the works. You just have to hold your horses a bit. But I think there are good things in the works, and I think they don't really necessarily want you to know about them yet. But I think overall the advice is to free yourself and detach yourself from this grief that has to do with this. And I think they're saying just like detach yourself from it, because it's happening, and it's also, I think, whatever it is, it's not in your control. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've already put in your year-end reviews, you can't go in and change them now. They're reviewing them. You know what I mean? If you've already put in your last essay, you can't change them. It's already been turned in that sense. I think they're saying detach from what's already been done, and detach from this grief that's already, that you keep mulling over and you keep going back to, because you need to free yourself from that, because there's nothing you can do. What's done is done, and now you just wait. And now we wait. But like, basically, that's what Spirit's trying to say. Freedom, detachment, grief. Free yourself, detach yourself from this grief, because it's what you need to do. Because there's good things happening, and what's done is done. But yeah. Very fast reading for you guys. But that's what I'm getting for you guys. I hope that was okay. I hope that answered your questions. But pile 3, who is thinking about you, is just like a mentor, an authority figure. It's something positive, though. It's a decision. It's going to be a positive decision, I think. And you just need to free yourself and detach yourself from this grief that you have about this decision, about this situation, because what's done is done. It's a sunk cost. Yeah. So pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!